So I've been sitting on this one for a while now. A few months ago, I bought myself one of these. This is actually my second one, but this is a black polycarbonate 2008 MacBook, or as most people affectionately refer to it as, the Black Book. And I want to say I spent 20 bucks, 20 and change on it. And there's a reason for that. Well, there's a couple reasons. Well, first of all, there's no battery. Second, there's no RAM. Third, there's no hard drive. And I guess fourth, there was no charger. Just the MacBook and some newspaper. I figured, all right, it needs some work. It's not in the greatest condition, but we can make it work. So today, we're finally gonna get around to doing that with this hard drive and the contents of this Icebreakers Ice Cubes gum container. It's not actually gum, I promise. There's like actual stuff in here. So without further ado, let's throw her on the operating table and get her ready to go. So I actually own a couple of these. I own two white ones, which one of them I actually showed on the channel in this video up here. It cost me an entire US dollar, which I think was a pretty good deal for what I got. But I have two whites and another black. The black has a white board in it because the black board didn't work. Not important. What we have here is a black book with the black ports and everything. So I'm gonna grab my iFixit toolkit, not sponsored. And we're gonna need two bits for this. We're gonna need a Phillips head, decently small sized. It's J0 is the one I'm going with. We're gonna need a Torx. It's TR9 is the other one we're going with. So we're gonna start off with the Phillips head, and my MacBook actually has the bracket for this. If yours doesn't, then you can kind of skip this step. But there's 3 screws here, here, and here. And we gotta unscrew all of them. They're captive screws, so you don't have to worry about losing them. They're all Phillips, they're all the same size. Once they're all free, there should be like a little bit of a space that you can kind of put your fingernail in and peel it away. And it comes away in this one long L-shaped bracket. That's step one.
This is step one!
Now, what we do, we're gonna come in here with the screwdriver. We're gonna peel out this paper tag and we're gonna pull it out. Now, if you buy one of these secondhand and you're in the same situation as me where it doesn't have RAM, doesn't have a hard drive, it's just a machine, you may and may not be lucky enough to get this. Thankfully, this time I was lucky and I actually got the caddy, so we don't have to worry about that. Once we have the caddy out, we can just put it off to the side somewhere. Now we're gonna open up my, my gum container. You can see our RAM. We have 2 sticks of 1 gigabyte DDR2, and then a pair of Torx screws. These secure the drive inside the cage. We're gonna switch our bit real quick to the Torx. You wanna put the caddy down like this, and then take your hard drive, or SSD if you are so inclined to do so. I've done so in my other black book. And you wanna put it down like this. So you want the connectors to be on the opposite side of the tab, and you want the label to show. You don't want to see the PCB. If you see the PCB, you're doing it wrong. Ideally, you'd have 4 of these, but because I borrowed a couple from my other MacBooks, we have 2, and we're just gonna screw them in like this. We're gonna do 1 in one corner on one side, and 1 in the other corner on the other side. Just like that. So it's not super in, but it's definitely not gonna fall out. It's in pretty decent. I mean, you can still kind of pull the corners up, but don't worry about that. Then, put it in. You might have to help guide it a little bit, depending on your MacBook and how much it's seen in its life. You just push it in, give it a firm shove. Then we're just gonna take this tab, tuck it back in there, and there's our drive. We now have storage. Now we need memory. So that's where my 2 sticks of DDR2 come in. These are Nanya business. Now there is only one way these go in, and it is like this. You have to have your key on this side. You don't want your key on this side because then you can break stuff. And there are 2 holes right here and here. You just kind of want to put them in like that. They should kind of guide themselves in. Again, there's only one right way to do this. And once they're in, you just give them a bit of a firm push, and they should be seated. And then this, if it's not out already, there's a little lever that will pop out. This is just so you can remove them easily, because if you push this off to the side, the RAM stick comes back out. Now we're gonna do the second one, same way, and give her a good push. Now she's seated. So now we take our little L bracket, put it back in. There's a little notch on the end of it. Put it on B cam so you guys can see it better. There's a little notch right here. What you wanna do is find the hole for the notch right about here. You want to put it in just like that, push it up into the corner, and then screw your screws back in. All the screws are in at this point. If you have a battery, you can put that back in. I don't have one for this MacBook that actually functions, so I'm gonna take this dead one just kind of as a placeholder, and it's gonna look super ugly, and I'm going to hate every last bit of this because it is a white battery in the black MacBook. Turn the key to lock it back in, flip her over, and she should be ready to go, assuming your battery has power, and if not, then you are going to need one of these. MagSafe charger. I'm gonna open the bootloader, and you may and may not see something here that says Macintosh HD, or it might have another name. This is the spinning drive I took from my other BlackBook when I put my SSD in here. It's running 1075 Lion, but I don't want that. I don't actually have any machines to my knowledge that are currently running Snow Leopard. So we're going to remedy that with my totally legitimate and definitely bought from Apple single layer copy of Mac OS X 10.6 Snow Leopard. Actually, now that I think about it, I lied. My 2006 iMac is running Snow Leopard, but whatever. So I'm just gonna put my disk in. It's gonna eat it. I'm gonna see if I can tilt this back so you guys can kind of see what's happening. Okay, and then once it's done seeking and it finds it, it'll pop up here. We just click that and it should start going. So I'm going to cut the cameras because this is almost undoubtedly going to be a 40-minute process minimum. I'm gonna kill the cameras and I'm gonna come back when this is all ready and done. Yeah, we had to skip most of that because it's kind of copyrighted. But about 36 minutes later, we are ready to set the Mac up. So I'm gonna do that real quick. Poke around the OS a little bit and see what we're working with here. Yes, I'm really sure I don't want to use a password hint. I use the same password for everything, so I think I'm good. Don't do that though. That's not good computer ethics. So we got a 2.4 gigahertz Intel Core 2 Duo, where our 2 gigs of 667 megahertz DDR2 SD RAM is recognized. 159.7 gigabytes, so that is our 160 gig drive that came with my other BlackBook that I swapped the SSD into. So yeah, this is all set. Now, of course, I'm gonna update it, bring it up to speed. I had to put some of my stuff on here. We fixed my super cheap BlackBook. Not that it was really broken, it was just kind of missing parts. But I didn't know it wasn't broken. It was a BlackBook in kind of good condition and cheap. So I bought it, and it works, thankfully. Thank God it works. This would have been a really awkward video if it didn't work. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment telling me white or black. What's your favorite color of polycarbonate MacBook? Do you like the black book or do you like the classic white one? Let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video.